Are you kidding me right now? WWE just announced what might be the most stacked, most insane War Games match in history, and somebody backstage is about to get nuclear heat for this booking decision. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, McIntyre Punk and the Usos on one team facing Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul and the Vision? This isn't just controversial, this is booking chaos that's going to divide the WWE Universe right down the middle. And you want to know the real question nobody's asking? Who the hell signed off on this and why are they potentially sabotaging years of storyline investment for one massive pop? Stick around because we're about to expose the backstage politics, the creative minefield, and the real reason this match has veterans and insiders absolutely losing their minds. Before we dive into this absolute powder keg of a situation, we have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Let's break down why this booking has the wrestling world in an uproar. First off, Team Reigns, and yes, I'm calling it Team Reigns because let's be honest, that's exactly how WWE is positioning this. We've got the tribal chief himself, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, the best in the world McIntyre Punk, and the Usos. Now on paper, that's money in the bank, right? That's four of the biggest names in professional wrestling today. But here's where the booking gets spicy and where creative might have just painted themselves into a corner they can't escape from. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. These two have been in a blood feud that's defined an era. We're talking WrestleMania main events, legacy warfare, the Bloodline saga, and now they are suddenly supposed to work together. And let's not even start on McIntyre Punk being on the same team as Roman. Punk, the guy who spent his entire career being the anti-authority rebel, the straight-edge warrior who doesn't play politics, now he's teaming with the guy who is WWE's final boss. The cognitive dissonance here is wild. Here's a trivia question for you veterans in the comment section. Can you name the last time WWE put this many main event level talents on the same team in a War Games match? Drop your answers below because I'm genuinely curious if anyone backstage even looked at the historical precedent before greenlighting this. Now let's talk about the opposition, Team Lesnar, and oh boy is this where things get nuclear. Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate himself, teaming with Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and the Vision. Drew McIntyre makes sense as Lesnar's running mate, they've got that monster heel chemistry, they are both dominant forces who've been criminally underutilized in recent months. But Logan Paul, the celebrity crossover who's been getting more mainstream media attention than actual full-time roster members? And the Vision, let me address the elephant in the room because I know what you're all thinking. The Vision, the mystery faction that's been lurking in the shadows, finally gets their massive spotlight moment, but are they being used as glorified henchmen in someone else's story? Is this how you book a new stable, by immediately positioning them underneath established names? This is the kind of booking decision that gets creative departments roasted on social media for weeks. Here's where the controversy gets absolutely molten. Who is responsible for this? Because somebody in that Stamford headquarters looked at the current storylines, looked at the character trajectories, looked at years of careful storytelling, and said, you know what? Let's throw it all in the cage and see what happens. And that's not booking, that's creative panic. Let me hit you with another trivia bomb in the comment section. Tell me which member of Team Reigns you think is turning heel during or after this match. Because let's be real, there's no way everyone walks out of that cage as friends. That's not how War Games works, that's not how WWE works, and that's definitely not how you book this many egos in one structure. The backstage buzz on this is insane. According to sources close to the situation, there were heated discussions in creative meetings about whether this match was too stacked, whether it was burning through too many money feuds at once, and whether the payoff justified the setup. And here's the thing that's got veterans absolutely furious. This match potentially kills multiple ongoing storylines for one night's pop. Think about it, Roman and Cody's rivalry, potentially diffused. McIntyre Punk's journey back to the top, sidetracked. The Usos' complex relationship with the Bloodline, put on hold. Drew McIntyre's main event push, stalled. Logan Paul's momentum, diluted by being one of many. And the Vision? They risk becoming just another faction that debuted hot but got absorbed into someone else's narrative before they could establish their own identity. This is textbook overbooking, and somebody needs to be held accountable. Because when you've got this much talent in one match, somebody's getting lost in the shuffle. Somebody's not getting the shine they deserve. And worst of all, somebody's carefully crafted character arc is getting sacrificed at the altar of shock value and dream match booking. Now, I can already hear some of you typing in the comments, but Wrestling Zone Insider, this is going to be awesome. This is going to do huge numbers. This is what the fans want. And you know what? You might be right about the numbers. This match is going to do monster business. The social media engagement is going to be through the roof. But at what cost? Here's the real question that needs answering. Is WWE booking for the moment or booking for the future? Because these are two very different philosophies, and based on this match announcement, it seems like someone's prioritizing the immediate pop over long-term storytelling. And in an era where AEW is building methodical, slow-burn narratives, where NJPW is focusing on sports-based presentation, WWE is going back to the throw-everything-at-the-wall approach that got them in trouble during the late 2000s. Drop in the comments, do you think WWE is right to stack matches like this for the pop, or should they be protecting these dream matchups for bigger payoffs down the line? Let's talk about the individual implications, because that's where this booking really falls apart under scrutiny. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, has been the most protected, most carefully booked champion in modern WWE history. His character doesn't do alliances of convenience. His character doesn't need partners. His entire arc has been about dominance, about the bloodline, about acknowledging him as the head of the table. So why is he suddenly playing nice with Cody Rhodes, the man who dethroned him? It makes zero character sense. And Cody, the American Nightmare's entire journey has been about standing on his own, finishing his story, proving that he didn't need anyone's help to reach the mountaintop. Now he's in a team with the man who made his life hell for 2 years, the man whose family attacked his family, the man who represented everything Cody was fighting against. Where's the character consistency? Centimeter Punk's inclusion is perhaps the most puzzling. Punk works best as the lone wolf, the guy who doesn't trust anyone, the guy who burns bridges and walks his own path. Putting him in a team setting, especially with Roman Reigns of all people, feels like creative doesn't understand what makes Centimeter Punk special. His whole appeal is that he's not a team player. That's his character. The Usos are the only ones who make sense on this team from a storyline perspective, and even that's shaky. They've been loyalists to Roman, but they've also shown cracks in that foundation. Are we supposed to believe they are just cool with Roman teaming with the guy who ended their family's dynasty? Across the ring, Team Lesnar has its own set of problems. Brock Lesnar doesn't do teams. The Beast Incarnate is a mercenary, a hired gun, a force of nature that works alone. Who paid him? Who convinced him? And more importantly, why would Brock Lesnar agree to be in the same corner as Logan Paul, a part-timer who's barely paid his dues? Drew McIntyre's participation makes sense. He's got beef with basically everyone in WWE at this point, and he's been hungry for that main event spot. But is being the strong style enforcer on Team Lesnar the right role for the Scottish Warrior? Or is he being used as muscle when he should be positioned as the guy? We have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Logan Paul's inclusion is going to be the most divisive aspect of this booking. Love him or hate him, Logan brings mainstream attention. But putting him in War Games, arguably wrestling's most hardcore match stipulation with legends and workhorses who've been grinding for decades, that's a slap in the face to some fans, and the internet is going to be ruthless about this. And the Vision, here's where I think WWE might have dropped the ball completely. This faction has been built up as this mysterious, dangerous force. They should be debuting with dominance, with impact, establishing themselves as the next major threat. Instead, they are being positioned as Brock's backup, as the heavies in someone else's story. That's not how you create the next Shield, the next Bloodline, the next legendary faction. Here's your final trivia question, and this one's important. In the comments, tell me, which of these 10 superstars do you think has the most to lose from this match? Because somebody's stock is going down after War Games, and I want to know who you think is getting buried. So who's responsible for this booking chaos? Is it Triple H trying to create WrestleMania-level spectacle at every premium live event? Is it pressure from corporate to spike those ratings and subscriptions? Is it a creative team that's run out of ideas for how to keep these top stars separated? Or is it exactly what WWE wants, controversy, debate, and every wrestling fan arguing about it online, driving engagement through the roof? The truth is, this match is either going to be remembered as an all-time classic that justified the risk, or it's going to be a cautionary tale about overbooking and sacrificing long-term storytelling for short-term gains. And the scary part? We won't know which one until that cage lowers and these 10 superstars go to war. This is the kind of booking that divides fanbases, that creates heat in the locker room, and that determines careers. So sound off in the comments, are you hyped for this match or furious at the booking? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon here on Wrestling Zone Insider because we'll be covering every second of the fallout from this absolute madness. This is Wrestling in 2025, where nothing's off limits and everyone's got an opinion. Let's hear yours.